Reports.
3, 2, 1. Booster ignition and liftoff of the space shuttle Atlantis.
Atlantis successfully blasted off from Cape Canaveral just after 3:30 this morning. Its mission to deliver vital supplies to the troubled Mir space station, including a new computer and repair equipment, as well as an American crew member. It'll bring back to Earth the British astronaut Michael Foale after a very eventful 4.5 month spell on Mir. For David Wolf, the man who'll take his place, it's been a tense few weeks. NASA only decided last night to send him.
It's easy to be good partners when everything's going smoothly. It's now, when things aren't quite so smooth, that we can show just how good of partners we can be.
NASA's been under increasing pressure to end its presence on board Mir following a string of failures this year. In February, fire broke out. In March, oxygen systems failed. In April, coolant leaked. In June, a supply ship crashed. In July, the crew accidentally cut the power. In August, oxygen systems and the computer failed. So far this month, the computer has crashed twice. But despite those problems, NASA says it's convinced Mir is safe. It's so far invested $500 million in the project. Next June, the first part of the joint International Space Station will be launched, and NASA says they're still learning valuable lessons from Mir. Ian Booth, ITN.
Well, back on Earth, the Worldwide Fund for Nature has called for immediate international action to halt the spread of Indonesia's bushfires, describing them as a planetary disaster. The smog is now blanketing 6 countries. It's been caused by fires in Indonesian Sumatra and Kalimantan. Worst hit is Sarawak, but the effects have spread across Singapore, Brunei and as far east as Irian Jaya, 1,200 miles away. From Malaysia, here's our Asia correspondent, Mark Austin.
Through the acrid gloom, Kuching got its first glimpse of the sun for 2 weeks, but soon the choking haze that's turned this city into the most polluted on Earth was back with a vengeance. People have been asked not to use their cars to curb carbon monoxide emissions, but few are heeding the call, and many children, their schools closed, are making pocket money at their peril, selling masks to motorists. And this is the result. Thousands of youngsters are now being treated in emergency clinics, breathing problems, eye infections, and here doctors are now concerned that if the smog persists, it will lead to serious long-term complications.
Chronic lung disease may occur in this type of children, especially with this high polluted index.
Chronic lung disease?
Yes.
And that's a real problem?
Yeah.
What is the advice?
Health officials, enjoying more sophisticated protection than most, are displaying advice for the people here.
The first thing is to get masks, cheap mask, and then put it on whether we are in the house or outside.
Can't you give them masks like yours?
This is different because it was supplied by our department.
Claims by some experts that the tap water here has now become seriously polluted are being anxiously denied by a government coming under increasing criticism. The people here are ridiculing a suggestion by a senior government minister that the 2 million residents of Sarawak be evacuated. They don't want to leave their homes, they say. They simply want the government to sort out the problem that's causing their suffering, and they want them to do it quickly. With a prayer to send them on their way, Malaysian firemen are helping to tackle the fires in neighbouring Indonesia, which are causing the smog. But, say critics, action should be taken against the many companies profiting from burning the forests. Until then, it's argued, the innocent will continue to pay the price in this environmental catastrophe. Mark Austin, ITN, Kuching, Malaysia.
Here, Liberal Democrats